Hello YouTube worms, welcome to Dendrick's Evening Toy, the channel that was born a YouTube channel but identifies as a syndicated television series. Tonight's Evening Toy is the Hot Soldiers Intelligence Officer soundtrack with Laserbird. But they're not fooling us. This may be a robot in disguise, but we know it's Soundwave. In a sort of legend scale, but again, this one is a little bit big. If you've watched my other reviews on the DX9 Legends scale figures and other stuff that I got in recently, yeah, he's a bit bigger than our Hasbro style Legends. But let's take a look at him. He does have a sticker on him that I've added. Before we get there, we'll just give a quick look at the box because it's pretty detailed. It's got a lot of stuff going on here. Oh, more coming soon. Mech Planet Warrior Hot Wars. Feel hot soldiers. Feel hot G1 style soldiers? Yeah. Anyway. Oh, this is good stuff here. Please use your tools carefully to avoid damage to toys. Let's see. Free Hot Soldiers decoy plus a mini bodyguard robot, Aerial Scout, Laserbird, Dark Army Communications, Intelligence Officer soundtrack. Ages 6 and up includes snap-on weapons and accessories, blah blah blah. There's stuff even on the side here. Look at this. The power of Vector Sigma is with us. They can go this far, but they won't call him Soundwave or put a Decepticon logo on him. Oh, the back even has a whole different style of art here. Yeah, soundtrack. There's also, this figure, it comes in black to be Sound Blaster, and I couldn't decide which one to get. Here it is. Here's a Adjutant soundboard with Aerial Scout Bat Soldier, which of course is Rat Bat. And I was tempted to get this one because I've never had a black Soundwave before, but you know, not that I really care what color my Soundwave is. Not to be racist or anything, but I decided to get this one. You know what? He's only 15 bucks. Didn't occur to me to get both. I probably should have. But hey, fans cheer around the world. Yeah, let's get this over with here. Comes in the clamshell. It's packaged in robot mode. Everything on the top here. Let's see. And there's that. G1 style. And of course he comes with instructions and stuff. It's an instruction pamphlet. Just unfolds thusly. He comes with his little cannon here and gun and an extra tip for the gun. I'm not sure why there are two of these, although in the instructions one of them looks to be darker, kind of like a gunmetal color, but as far as I can tell these two are identical. And then he also comes with a clear blue one. And these two cards. Because everything comes with cards, if you're into that sort of thing. I keep mine in a binder, but I'm really not sure why they have these. I'm not into them personally, but there they are. Now this company is new to me, this THS, Hot Soldiers, but here he is with some DX9 figures because I think he scales pretty well with the Seekers and the Dinobots, not so much with the Doombringers on the left there, but again they seem to have been a bit on the small side. Although, I forgot to mention in my last video, there is an oversized knockoff of that Galvatron available. If you're looking for that, it's on sirtoys.com. So, that would probably scale just fine with the rest of these dudes. And let's get some official product in there. So there's a hot soldier with just some random stuff to give you an idea of the size. So he's about that big. There's a few more size. Okay, I'm getting carried away here, I guess. Soundwave is telling me so. I mean, Hot Soldier's soundtrack. Okay, so let's take a look at... God, get out of there. Let's take a look at soundtrack. So, yeah, very nicely painted. This opens up to reveal his little cassette guy in here. Very tiny, of course. So this is just a two-step transformation. You just fold the wings out, and then just kind of wiggle the head. This is going to be difficult to show. Kind of have to just roll the head up a little bit, or if you have something tiny. Ah, there we go. So there's our little laser beak. It doesn't attach in any way to anything. It just sits there. But that's okay, he's very small. And yeah, nice painting inside there. So we'll do the transformation. It's very simple. You just turn his head around, and it's on a panel that flips back into this here. Very much like the G1. Oh, the G1! Hold on a second. Okay. Here's the G1. Oh, I guess I should transform it. Okay. Here he is with the G1 Soundwave. Well, you may notice it's actually Cassette Man. Cassette Man. Fun little fact, since I'm on a tangent already. You know, that's my childhood Soundwave right there, and for the longest time I thought it was a knockoff, because it wasn't until recently, as an adult collector, I learned about Diaclone. And that's a Diaclone Cassette Man, the predecessor to the Soundwave from Hasbro. So that's actually a pretty cool piece, and I didn't know that it was all this time. Anyway, let's take a look. So, put them aside for now. So yes, just rotate this around, put it away, and let's see, his arms fold back here, which gives him a bit of extra articulation. The hands fold in and just peg onto those little nubbins there. And then of course, I'm sure you can predict how these work. And there's a slot here they tab into. Yeah, a lot like the original, pretty much. It's pretty much the same transformation as the G1. Oops, I've got this upside down. It's going to be a bit tricky to peg in for some reason, but there we are. And then you can just sort of snap these up into... I'm not sure... Oh, you know what? I shouldn't do that. That's actually taking them off the pegs. But there it is. Don't think I had the transformation right. I think it actually should look like this. So to get it like that, when you transform it, you want to actually swing this ball joint all the way around and facing up. And then you can twist the leg into the same position and fold it this way, and that way you get and that way you get a nice flat bottom across here, and the angled part of the thighs line up with the angle on the waist. So that's the proper way. So ignore everything after this where you see the legs in a less favorable position. Pretty cute. Very fun to play with and just fidget with. This is the kind of scale I find is good for just sitting on my desk at work. And oh right, so the accessories peg on the back. So there's a little slot in the top of each one, and they go the opposite direction. These are supposed to look like batteries. So this one will go like this, I think, or is it like this? This way. This is only difficult because it's on camera. Oh, maybe it's this way. It's a bit confusing that they go in opposite directions. Okay, so so that shoulder gun points down, I suppose. This is kind of neat. You unplug this and just turn it around and plug it back in the other way. So that's supposed to look like another battery. So that one would not go that way. It goes this way, which I guess is true. That's how batteries go. There's a little peg sticking out there, and this helps them stand up. Actually, not much bigger than the original cassette. None of the buttons work or anything. It just sits in there. Yeah, it's actually the exact same transformation as the G1. And this belt clip here. Ooh, I should be careful with this. His weapons are inside there. So that's how the old figure was. Oy. This one's a bit stuck. You get the idea. We just want a size comparison anyway, so there he is. Oh, I have the masterpiece as well, but it's much bigger than this, about twice the size. I don't really want to transform it, so I'm not going to show it. I hope you'll understand. Pretty good. I mean, there's a few small gaps around here, but not a big deal. It makes it look better in robot mode. We've got some paint overspray here. You can see a bit of silver that's gone in places it shouldn't be, but not a big deal. There's also a little tiny bit of silver paint there I just scratched off with my fingernail. I think it's quite good. It's a lot of fun to play with. I do have one complaint. This is thoughtful though. I like when they put little tabs to make it easier to transform. As long as they're not obtrusive. I did kind of mark up my board here with the silver paint on his feet, but that's no fault of the figure really, that's just my fault. So my one complaint would be with the legs, the knees actually. I'll put this one on so you can see it. Yeah, so the thing with the knees is because they're square around the joint here, so you can get a good range of motion even forward, but if you want to twist it, then you can't because you've got two squares butting up against each other, if that makes sense. See what I mean there? So, you know, small complaint, but it kind of does limit the posing. You know, if you want to have him in a running pose, he can do that. Really poseable, really solid, but you know, but you can't really have his legs bent. If you have him standing up like this, you can twist the knees like that, but not bend them at the same time. See, now I can't bend that knee. So it's a bit limiting, but you know, but not terribly so. I mean, for a figure this size, it's really quite good. And for $15 too, which makes me wonder why the other companies are charging so much. I mean, DX9's guys are all about what? I guess they're sold in 3-packs usually, so they're not that bad. The Dinobots are about $45 each, and they're a little bit bigger than this. But the other ones come in 3-packs for $60, which is $20 each. So I guess it's not terribly expensive, but the quality on this one is just as good, if not better, than the DX9 figures. Really impressed with the sharp paint. And the tolerances are good. You know, slightly tight, but not really, not as tight as DX9. I think it's quite excellent, really. Definitely for $15, it's just great. I'm gonna pick up the other one too, and I hope to make more of these, especially at that price point. As I say, it's kind of hard to fit the scale in. I think these are just great for, you know, futzing about with. As I say, the early DX9 figures are too small to fit with these guys, like the ones I showed you. Also, Iron Factory. I don't own any Iron Factory figures, so I can't show you, but I do find them a bit on the small side when I've seen them in stores. So I think they would be too small to scale with this and with the DX9 Stormtrooper Seekers. So Depends what your collection looks like. But overall, it's a hot soldier. This hot soldier is hot, and you should definitely have one. So that's going to do it for soundtrack here. As always, thanks for watching this hot soldier, and thanks for watching.
Why is it called that?